Did you probably miss the Valentine's Day? Because we're absolutely returned back to Formula One videos of this day, and welcome back to ION Formula Racing 23. And we probably never guess that we just started to get a little bit of chances that we're almost absolutely having a little bit of fool like this day. We're going to start around server. Instead of endurance race, let's just find our new server. And I'm not sure that isn't going to be like this. And let's here to race before itself. And we just start racing by itself for almost $2 million. And we're going to be starting our new server now. But first thing, we have done here in Australia. And things are not going to be quite so well instead of New Zealand. So the next race, we're going to be starting a new server immediately. And we're going to be about to, here we go. And looks like we're going to do it all the way for just right, I guess. Now it's time to get into the Formula 1 car. And it will be taking out of this loads amount of stuff. Let's just get into starting all the way on. And into 2 as well, because not instead that is going to be really loud. It's time to get for a standard, and we're going to be using for an LMP1. We're going to be launching the LMP1 for this one, and we just absolutely having for one like this thing. We have done here in Australia, and now it's time to get in ourselves to New Zealand. And this will be our second round, the tri-interstate, like this one. And instead of this oval track, we're going to be trying something else like New Zealand. The next track will be Great Britain. And we'll not think this isn't going to be so long. But the weather was pretty working right now since this last scene that I'm just probably trying to say. The next is going to be Greek circuit. We're going to be launching the LMP1 car. And now let's find the my garage as well. So let's get onto the garages immediately as well. And now we'll be trying to wait and not seeing like this thing as well. Anything that before, we just already purchased and launched the LMP1 car as well. Now we just gonna be going back into the garages really fast, and nothing that you become a spectator as well. I finally have the LMP1 cars. I owned one as well. Not even these ones as well. And look how the LMP1 car, how it does. 6.5 power, traction, and downforce. And I'm not gonna be pretty wide to do this. Let's just pretty go into exit around here, and I'll be confused or refuse to respawning the car by itself. And once I'm in the Australian server, we're gonna be trying to start for New Zealand and started to launch for a whole new track as well. And let's go into this one, and we're not going to be waiting and see what is going on. Let's just give ourselves a go. And we're going to be trying to spawn this car as anyways. Now to the garage and drive as fast as possible. And I'm probably not sure that we're going to be going back as well, as we're putting on the line to start the race. But instead that we're going to be doing this for right now. I really think the Formula 1 car and the mode is rich as well. And it's absolutely pretty ready to go. But the sign says it's going all the way to right, but we're going to be using manual transmission, and the race will be starting against a few minutes time for under 10 minutes as well. Now press C, toggle UI, and you're probably seeing this as well. I think we're turning on the UI as fast as possible, that we're not seeing this moment. So I'll be keeping on pressing C to view the camera as well. But you're seeing this track so pretty big as well, as we're gonna be starting off for our very best lap times as well, starting in first couple of minutes. This racetrack is a speedway, but I can't wait that we're gonna be using it for the LMP1 as well. Now I'm not gonna be pretty close, but the DRS activation was actually being such as one already like this thing. I really think the turbo kicks in and starting a little bit for just only one thing. We just eventually came out of the corner as well, and will not subject that we're gonna be giving ourselves a warning like this, because even just like it's gonna be our own mistakes and it's going to be for our best lap times, we're gonna be deploying the ERS, and we just absolutely started to get something for a kick bad start and deploy the the ERS. Looks like we came out for a little bit for one thing, and I'm refused to break this by pressing the letter G, and we're not going to be doing for such as the best lap times as well. And this is where that is only recommended for LMP1 cars, but not GT3 cars as well, and the speeders of course. And it's absolutely started to deploy as well. We're starting, refused it, and started to kick in some Arab drifting as well. Regain. And we're still completely refused to deploy itself. We're all ready to do this. And we're almost going to give ourselves a corner kit. We're now for a second sector, but there must be one last corner remaining. We have to regain it. And probably we're not going to be doing this for the one last corner. We're opening up for the ERS, and we're able to regain. And it's going to be 5 minutes as well. 1 minute and 15 seconds. And it's already pretty good as well. And now let's get into the onboard view. And so do I just try to do this. But looks like ERS gets turned off. And it started to complete lag as well, as we just tried to turn on the ERS and DRS deployed as well. Now let's get back into the bases. And we're not going to be doing for such as the best lap. We're still regaining on it as we went to wide of those. What about we're going to be doing for about here? I think we just absolutely have one warning for this mistake. All you have to do, I'm not doing for the best lap as well. 0.5 seconds, and it's not going to be doing us with it. If I got 3 warnings that completely out of the race and kicked out of the server, and I just knew this isn't going to be just like this anymore, and probably we cannot able to be changed to track as well. I'm refused to slow down, but without ERS, except DRS. But I'm probably very sure that we're keeping to go. We turn on the ERS back as well, as we've managed to hit over 200 miles an hour. We completely blasted one thing and still deploying as one. Alright, I'll be saying without commentary as well. We still absolutely try to regain as possible. It looks like we're going to be good luck on the wheels. And maintaining the speed itself. Come on, let's just get ourselves for finishing laps. 1 minute and 15 also. Now it's absolutely going to be trying to head back into the pits and switch to BMW. And we're probably not sure. We're almost there to $2 million in cash. Or 2 million credits in cash as well. I'm still refusing about this, and it's not going to be doing like this one. I'll be head back into the pits and change the car into an LMP prototype. So we just deploying the ERS and DRS. We're not going to be doing this for about twice as we're turning off. Oh dear, I'm not going to be pretty good at racing like this. Pretty late on wheels and I lost my reference. And it's absolutely going to be almost too early. And it's going to be almost probably really perfect run on wheels. Deploy the ERS once again. And we're going to give ourselves a little bit. The session is over. Looks like we still absolutely going to be regaining about here. We got our 2 stars. For 47,000. This is going to be very hard. I don't really think this is absolutely the hardest thing as well. It's absolutely still going to be blasting like this one. Regain this. Redeploy. And we're still absolutely having for some sort of a little bit fastest lap. And turn on the DRS on. And it's going to be for such as more fast as over 200 miles an hour. Gonna be pressing G. Oh dear. This is probably really early whatsoever. And it's absolutely pretty stressful as well without going to lose our tires. I think we're gonna be changing into soft compound tires. I guess we're out of ERS. But looks like we're just going to be trying to finishing out, and we're headed back into the pits anyways. 1 minute and 12 seconds. I think we got the most fastest lap ever. But I'm not sure that I cannot believe. I will not handle for this moment, and it's time for the cooldown for this car.